Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Tales of Arise. Today, I guess, we are talking to our crewmates here to go over what the hell Shionne just told us. Now, I didn't really finish my thought during that whole kind of emotional cutscene we just had, but I might have mentioned it. I think I mentioned it. The way she's describing it, like, it sounded like her thorns will one day like burst out of her and like just consume everything around her, right? I'm assuming it means planet. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like a like an existence type, an actual like gonna snuff out all reality. We haven't really seen anything like that in this game so far, but I'm assuming it's like a planet type, like the planet would be destroyed type deal. That might be wrong. It might be an existence type thing as well. I might be just kind of putting words in their mouth. But, I mean, from what we've seen in the game so far, it doesn't really seem like an existence type eliminating factor. More like a planet eliminating factor, but it sounds like she's like a biological weapon, right? And one day they'll just erupt and consume everything. So maybe her thorns were... I mean, I guess her thorns were being kept in check by her maiden power? Like she said, but she didn't know she was a maiden, so it was this kind of a natural thing. And ever since she gets stabbed by Voltron, and they've been kind of going off, right? We saw that, but it made it sound like when the red woman activated her maiden powers, it's been harder or something like that. I don't know. I guess we'll just talk to everyone and figure out what the hell's going on.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
No.
I believe Shionne is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shionne doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces
I mean,
of the
ever
puzzle
since...
in our hands. So many clues. Yet the complete picture eludes
I
us.
don't know.
So where
I mean, you're right,
things
though.
fit
The
in
blue
then?
picture is kind of eluding us.
I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dahna's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
As we were bawling our eyes out.
And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shionne in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
Funsies?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain.
Maybe that's what it's just made for.
Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me?
Yes.
When
Yes,
one
I can.
realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a weapon, right? That they would put it inside someone and then, like, maybe ship them down to Dahna. Because they started acting up, like, halfway through the crown contest, right? Maybe it's like a last resort, like, oh, you know, like the lords are being killed, frickin' the wedge failed, unleashed the thorns type deal? I don't know. But no, that doesn't make any sense either. I don't know. Hi, Kisara, how's it going?
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
He's starting to like
that,
it.
That was nothing.
Compared to what Shionne's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shionne wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shionne doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye.
Oh no, he batted a little
She
bit.
really needed that.
He was being
That's what I
hurt.
mean when I said you saved her, just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shionne what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted.
But it could have been such a
Not
cool
right.
mystic art.
You can say
Throwing
that
at her,
again.
just a hug them to
It may
death.
be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Yeah, she does have a pretty shit deal, right? Ironwell. This looks like a fishing spot. Kassar, this looks like a fishing spot. I see fish right there. Ironwell.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shionne's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close.
I mean, yeah, I think that's
I
both
just
cases,
figured
actually.
that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
Because she didn't tell us or even
I'm sure it made her happy.
allude
knowing
to
we
it.
were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shionne's able to do that.
I mean,
one
Shionne
day
did too, and I think that's part of the problem
No,
she's
I
facing
mean,
right now, right?
I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Though I gotta admit, I definitely didn't see this coming, obviously. I knew the thorns were always going to be an issue of some sort, given how they've always been an issue and how it kind of kept her at bay. And the emotional impact it gave her from what I thought was not being able... okay, it does kind of take away from a past scene a little bit, right? Like, if she's been planning on dying, then why did she get so... well, hurt when... like, she was emotionally devastated when Alphen got his feelings back, like his ability to feel pain back, and she hurt him when he grabbed onto her to try to save her. She was just emotionally just destroyed by that, which is understandable given that she thought she had finally found someone that she actually could have any sort of physical contact with without worrying having to kill him by accident or hurting them. But now she was always planning on dying. It kind of... I mean, I guess it could just be that... I don't know. It does kind of take away from that, I feel like.
Did you know?
You mean about Shionne?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time though, right?
I don't get that
think we're out
part.
of the
I don't
woods
get what you
yet.
mean by that.
But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shionne, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey.
Unless you
maybe
all
expert on
fucking
what your
die
dad would
and
say.
I get sick of
Do you
using my
think
life
he'd pat me
bottles,
on the
then guess
back or
what?
tell
I'm
me
lone
off?
wolfing it.
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Yes, he's very dead.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Anything else? Stay focused? No. Talk to Shionne. Hello, Shionne. This is how I talk now. Pretty dope, right?
Hey, you doing all right?
No! What? Of course she's not, man!
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No.
No?
At least he's
When
honest.
was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim,
Oh, Deadheim?
when you
Okay.
called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
I thought that was
I
a
didn't
fish
wanna
floating
die
behind
and
you. I
lose
was
you all.
really confused for it's a leaf.
But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that.
There's a bird up there. Where's a bird
Don't
flying
worry,
at night
it's
for? Is it an
okay.
owl?
I'm not planning on dying anymore.
Good. Save me
I
some
met too
freaking
many
life
people
bottles.
along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dahna and for myself.
Oh, is it becoming like
I'll fight
daytime?
against my fate to preserve our future.
Actually,
And
no.
I'll
Why
win,
is that so
come hell
lit
or
up
high
over
water.
there?
I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live
Man,
in
you keep
peace.
saying that.
But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
There's gonna have to be some huge, like,
Thank you.
developments on the running side if that's gonna be believable at all.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to check out the bestiary. 'Cause I'm like 99.9%. And members who left have returned. Woo.
Everyone well rested?
No.
Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Shit, the livestock's ready. Here. Enemy info. Unique. Fire avatar. Okay. Yeah. They were the same thing. Okay, cool. We had the same finisher as well, right? Almost certainly. Man, the HP... HP definitely is gigantic. I guess... I don't know. God, I don't know. It's not that bad. At least the damage output-wise has gotten better, right? We're going on skills, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go check out that dude over here for the farm.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Yeah, that's what we're doing, dog. Whoop. Oh. That's it. There's more rat pigs. I mean, I can't go clear out those things, right? There's no telepad over here. Oh, there is. Is there any side quests? None that I can do. Let's go to the ranch, actually. Clear out that mouse. It's in our house and needs to go away. And then I guess we're going to Lenegis? Which is not Rena. It's like the moon, right?
You better not come back. Got it?
What the hell is Lenegis? It's like in between Dahna and Rena, right? Well, I guess we'll find out in a second. Come here, outer area, booyah. Now I have orange gels. I have life bottles.
You finally made
We're
it.
good to go. Take off. And yeah, there's some side quests we haven't done yet. This is true. I'm assuming we'll be able to do those. I don't think this is going to be the final dungeon at all. But,
Well,
it did sound like there was a no turning back point, but I don't think it was.
Better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
I mean, he has a valid concern. This thing's been sitting here for
Speaking of
300
which,
years.
This bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
How about the Kasara 1?
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
All night. Sure.
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
Fall Night it is.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
We really like owls here.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals.
Oh, I could have done
First,
that.
we need to get to
arena
Lenegis
stuff,
and make
I
the
guess.
Lenins finally leave Dahna alone.
We'll have a chance to do
And
that
then
later.
we need to
I'm
figure out
like
the truth
99%
behind
sure we
Shionne's
will.
thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Definitely want to do that like off screen, but didn't have a chance. We were all locked in there. Guess if I ended the episode a minute ago, I could have done that off screen, but nah. I gotta record. I gotta keep ahead of schedule. What the hell was that block floating in the air? Game? I thought you were all about quality. Where'd all that moss go? I didn't clean it up. Did the ship clean itself up? I wish my car did that. That would definitely be awesome. Okay, so Lenegis is it the wedge thing, or is the thing behind Lenegis?
I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny
That's
frame.
Earth.
Now
No,
that you
actually, that's
mention
not
it,
Earth. You can tell by
I
the
guess you're right.
continents.
It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective.
Yeah, going to space tells you that.
Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
No.
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
No, it doesn't.
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Cool.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
He's like, I have
You
no
mean
idea
the
how to
one set
manage this.
Automatic pilot. I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
Cool.
In that case, she's all yours.
More of the computers. Your party disbanded again.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
It's literally been a second since we got that zest, but hi!
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dahna.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
Sure they didn't put the thorns in you?
They experimented on you?
Of course they did.
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me.
Me too, kind of, but I guess they couldn't with the thorns, right?
Touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something.
Well, they were experimenting on you,
Some
a child,
existing
so
tongue,
you
a
should have
blood
held
vein I
on.
touched, helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any
Honestly, if they
wonder
were
I
experimenting
lacked
on
a
me, I would
cheery
just run up and just
disposition,
grab them.
unable to so much as touch another
The
soul?
thorns? I mean, great.
Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny
it's
to
been
die
like 4
so
minutes.
others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes?
And you did,
How is
kind
that
of.
even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world,
I mean,
from
that actually is a
destruction,
good, like,
then that
mentality
has to
there,
include
right?
saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting
I mean,
for
that's
all
very
along, isn't it?
idealistic, but what he said before actually is
Just me.
a good...
We're in this together.
It's
remember?
a good way of looking
This
at
fight is
things,
yours
right?
too, Shionne.
It's like, if you set up to
If we're
save
going to
everyone,
win, everyone
it
has to
doesn't
win.
mean you have to
There can be
sacrifice
no room
yourself
for
to do
losers
it,
in this
right?
fight. Now I
You
see
shouldn't.
it, the true nature of our struggle.
Because
victory
you are
without
part of everyone,
losers.
so why would you
But that
sacrifice
means
yourself
that
to
a
save
Dahna
everyone?
victory over Rena can't
You just
the
wouldn't
end.
be able to do that, because
Do you think we
you'd
can
be
pull it off?
sacrificing yourself.
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this.
Maybe?
Together.
But yeah, it's like, if you want to help people, that's great. Do that. But like, don't ruin your own existence or life for it, right? I don't know. I don't believe.
Is something wrong?
No, I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd
Deservingly.
be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
Okay. So don't talk to him or he'll advance. Probably. Probably not, actually. Hello?
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What?
And what's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. After all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can.
I mean,
That's
I
all.
get you on that one.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, but it's been sitting there for
I don't think there's
300
anything
years.
strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
300 years ago!
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Oh, man. No, it's like 300 years ago. Oh, shit, our livestock is ready again. Yeah, it was like 300 years ago. Shit could have decayed in this thing. I don't care how good the technology is. What the hell is this? Is this a locker? It actually kind of looks like a locker from KOTOR. Kassar, what are you doing back here? Oh, are these one of my pods?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea.
Yeah,
thank
there's like no
goodness.
friction in space,
Glad
right?
to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of
Pretty
it.
sure that's where I slept for 300
It's
years.
a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well,
Or are
that
you
should
still
definitely
hungry
come in
afterwards?
handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
It's probably
Yes.
smelly in there.
It sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
Oh, because I was
That's
tired.
definitely quite
I like to
some
sleep in
lying,
too,
all right.
Alphen.
But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you.
That's true. I'm pretty
And
great.
not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the
I mean,
one
Dahnans have definitely gotten the
who
wrong
brought
end of the
me
stick
along
for a
was
long
you,
time.
Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
She the
I know.
final big bad?
But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Alright, I guess we go talk to Dolheim now. I go back into one of these pods for the next 300. Alphen just is like, you know what? I'm done. Just goes into the pod and sleeps for the next 300 years. He comes back, Dan is completely destroyed.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point.
Probably
Now that I think of it, I don't
bunch
know
of
the
Renans
first
we're
thing
gonna have to
about
slaughter.
Lennox.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lennox was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dahna. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Okay, so Rinwell's gonna be good.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
I'm sure you can train to make them
They can be honed
stronger.
with the right training, and
Yeah.
there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dahna even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
He was a test subject.
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
That was a long delay there.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
And slightly more annoying sometimes.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
Yeah,
I am
Law
not.
is very easily flustered when it
Of
comes to
course,
pretty
separating
girls.
people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
I mean, if
So
you're in a
this
party,
red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lennox?
I would wager so. Lennox is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility.
so is she the one
Chances are
running
she's
it?
also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dahna, we need to take it back
I mean,
at all
kind of
costs.
has to be if it's a part of the
That
crown
red woman's
contest,
got a
right?
lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
So strap in. Where are the
If there are
seats?
clues about your thorns out
Wait,
there,
where are the
Shionne,
seats?
We'll find them.
Are there no seats? Okay, so you're not a moon. You're a space station. You're the Death Star thing. What? Okay. I thought it was a moon. I mean, I guess technically it is a moon. It's orbiting planets, but still.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lennox's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
They have no notifications? Can I take that black
Do you think
ship?
anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's like no way they could not have noticed us.
I really
Or have
hope
alarms
we
or
don't have
anything
to
like
fight
that.
anybody while we're here.
Why?
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone.
So, Alphen?
That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Okay.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago.
Oh, were they trying to do the wedge back then, too?
Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations
How would
are
you do
underway
that?
for it
Never
to be
mind.
held
I
once
was
more,
gonna say, they don't have a sovereign or a maiden.
then the
Do
Renis
they?
Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly together with the
Unless the Red
Woman.
Woman's a maiden? Like, we know they took Voltron's body.
Finding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time?
It's a JRPG. Yes, you can.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Artists have returned.
Beyond that wall lies a city
What's
full
this?
of Renans.
Oh, landing on Lenegis.
The capital
Take
city where
off.
Shionne and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Okay, so can I actually just leave here? I can just leave here. That's fantastic. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and view this skit.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Space
You're
monsters.
such a loudmouth. You sure can be a worrywart at times.
Don't worry, Law. Nothing can hear you
I'm
scream in
sorry.
space.
How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
And it's pretty
Would you two
inconsiderate.
children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
Hoodles is giving the
So
stink
how
eye the
many Renans
law.
actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic
How do the
functions.
Zeugles take care of the basic
There's
functions?
Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Okay, is that it? All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and call it a day here. And then, I guess, explore Lenegis next time? So yeah, I guess that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye.